I love the people and the combustion. It's just beautiful chaos to me. Being able to move to New York City at 17 years old to begin my modeling career has made me strong. Because I know I can handle anything. Even those damn housewives. Is your tower for the streets? Wow. Here's the kitchen. It is beautiful. I should have loved it. It was just the next step. Coming to America was my first real movie, but my breakout role was definitely the Jamie Foxx show. I get a lot of guys that come up to me and go, "You were my crush," and I go, "Word." I want to see what you're doing. We'll wait for a drink. Lisa and Erica may meet us later. Yeah, thank you. Marcel is the same girl I met 20 years ago. We did a pilot together. Never went to series, but I loved her. And we've stayed in touch over the years. Oh, you said that whole lady. Shot in tequila. All right. She seems cool. We'll have a my time is very limited. I have twin 11-year-old boys. They are rambunctious, they're smart, and I share them with their dad. It's busy. The sex life is so busy. We were talking about dating when you have kids. Oh, right. Once one of my kids found my vibrator in my bag. Where are they going? You packed this one up. Urban, not kidding. Let's see. Where did you go? Well, I'm from Haiti, but I grew up in Massachusetts. I was 7. I didn't speak a word of English. It was the dead of winter. I've never seen white people. My mom left us in Haiti and came to the States so she could make money and send for us so that we could live the American dream. And I'm living the American dream. It has to be straight. That's how I learned English. Yeah. Oh my God. Bad bitch. That's how you make an entrance. All right, I need a shot. Yes, you do, because this girl. Yeah, are you a tequila need too? Oh, she shoots it. She's not a sipper. We're gonna take it. We're gonna take it. Yes. I literally want that. That's a Dolce bra. Yeah. I love it. When allergies attack, the excitement fades. Allegra helps you say yes for the fastest long-lasting.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm nervous. I love an audience, but I'm a little nervous.
It's okay.
I'll,
You
I'll
know,
rise to the occasion.
I have no doubt that you will. I think I said I was glad you reached out, but I had you on a short list of people that I originally thought would be fun to have on. So
So I've been like seeding some people, but I do feel like that first call is so critical.
yeah, but that's the other thing is that like you can see it as much as you want, but until you know who the person is, you don't really know what direction you need to go in.
And I feel like what's interesting to me is I feel like I know so many people, but then I've known several people who've been brought into the calls.
Yeah.
But I think I've only known one chosen one, because I felt
That would have been.
Alex. I know Alex.
Oh, right.
I think
She was fun.
it's really like the playing field. It's wide open.
Yeah. I think I will say I think tonight's it will be interesting.
Yeah, Tom seems hilarious.
He's a good dude. Tommy there?
Um, hi.
Hey Tom.
Nice to see you all.
Yeah, nice to make your acquaintance.
I like your background.
No, I was just gonna say this.
It's like my kind of like memories wall / pop-up room here.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Where in Chicago are you?
The old Irving Park neighborhood, so northwest side.
Okay.
How about you, Leslie?
I'm in Berkeley.
Berkeley, California.
Berkeley.
Awesome.
But I'm from Indianapolis, so I know a ton of people from Chicago.
I
Very
don't
cool.
think I knew that you were from
I've been to
Indianapolis.
Berkeley.
Wait, what did you say, Micah?
I don't think I knew you were from Indianapolis actually.
I know, super exotic.
I don't know where I would have picked you from, but I guess I probably would have thought Ohio or something.
My Andy's from Ohio. So I spent a lot of time there. But it's funny. A lot of people who don't know me from the Midwest. They think I'm from New York because I talk so fast.
I can see that. I can see that.
But,
Well, thank you guys again for doing this. I think it'll be fun. Again, knowing that it feels a little weird to be doing a game show when.
I echo what Leslie said. I was so glad to see that you were kind of thinking about it. I think that's like.
But it's funny because it's like I feel like it's worth remarking on, and at the same time, I feel like, I mean, who gives a shit what I have to say about this?
I
Like,
know, totally. I've been doing things, myself behind the scenes and kind of moving, and I have not really put anything out publicly because I'm like, does it make a difference if I say something on social media? You know what I mean? I don't know. So I don't know.
all right, so let me walk you through real quick, just kind of some and answer any questions. But a few things right off the bat. The biggest thing, if you haven't seen the show before, or if you watched some, the biggest thing obviously is we want to try to limit the cheating as much as we can. So we try to make sure
no internet except for communication, and any conversation you have about it has to happen in the thing.
Correct. So anytime someone comes on, I will welcome them to the show, and then I will turn it over to one of you. And Hannah and will do this too. But we just want to make sure, because I'm not worried about you guys cheating. It's the people you bring on who tend to be the ones who are like, yeah, let me just Google them real quick, or let me just text somebody if they know this person.
Totally.
So we'll try, look, best faith effort, we'll try to keep that from happening. I mentioned this in the email, but so, the basic rules are no Googling, no Facebook stalking. We would like for it to be a chain, but you can always ask for an appeal if someone's a dud or if it's a dead end or someone has to go. We'll make decisions as we go. And typically speaking, we try to be fair. So if we allow you to call somebody else and bring them in, Tom, it's likely that I'll extend the same privilege to you. Any other questions about how this works? I mean, hopefully it's fairly straightforward.
The one episode that I watched, sometimes people's husbands were like weighing in, or wives or whatever, spouses. That's okay. All right.
You're welcome.
Nice. I'm using my husband.
That's a huge advantage to have a spouse who's like on the scene.
Sure. My sister and brother-in-law are joining right now. There's Hannah.
Hello.
Hi, Hannah. I don't think did you go to Gucci, Hannah, or you did not?
I did. I went first and third year Shoresh and first year Ana.
Okay. But Jacobs was really like the Hart family's real camp. Is that right?
What?
Was Jacobs like your family's was like really like if you thought of like what's my camp, Jacobs was your camp.
Jacobs is my camp. Gucci and Jacobs are Micah's camp. And Gucci is Leia's camp.
I would agree with that.
Leia was my counselor.
Leia was your counselor?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you and Tamara were in the same cabin, right?
Yep, and enough. That was the summer that you guys dated.
That's right.
I had Claire.
Oh, I love Claire.
Wolfson.
Yeah, Claire's
Both
great.
years of Shoresh that I was there.
Oh, funny.
And then I had Katie Goodman in another.
Oh, okay.
And then
I have a question, Micah.
Yeah.
Oh, and Linda Mersak.
Oh, yeah. Melinda was my counselor too.
All right, Hannah, shush.
Post the link for the live stream on our Facebook pages.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how do I do that?
Basically, so you can pull up, right. So let's mention a couple of those things. One, right at the beginning of the show, if you want to go on the Facebook page, Stars and Colorworth's Facebook page when it's live and share it from there. It will take a second for you to do that. But then once that happens, you want to move off of that because people will be talking in the comments about what's going on.
Okay. That's fine.
Another thing, so just real quick, when it gets to like 8:57 or so, I'm gonna start putting together the live stream stuff. So if we can just go on radio silence until I get it live at 9, and then I'll show a few slides at the top, and then I'll do a quick intro of the show and whatnot. Hannah, by the way, I don't know if you care, but your vape pen is sitting there on the counter.
Love that, Hannah. That's awesome.
I mean, I don't care. It's,
No
anything goes right now as far as I'm concerned, but.
I drove by the dispensary today, and I was like, of course, that's the place with the longest line.
Tom, Leslie, any other questions before we get started? Okay.
I'm excited. I kind of want to do like a little cheer or something.
Whatever you like.
Andy's asking, like if people eventually want to send like fan mail to us, because this ends up being like the Jewish geography of the century, will you receive them?
Like, will I allow people? Yeah, I'll pass on. Sure. I love that.
I like the question, Leslie. Really good question.
I mean, I said to Andy, like, we're in the top 10 episodes here. So, like, when the canon comes out of Jewish geography.
That's right. When there's an oral history someday.
A nation in crisis, and all of a sudden Tom and Leslie go head to head on Jewish geography, and everything seemed a little bit better.
Actually, one more thing while I'm thinking about it, because this will set up Tom in particular. But I'm gonna once I introduce you guys, I'm gonna sort of ask you like, what's the most random Jewish geography thing that you've ever experienced?
Okay.
So you can think about that. You don't have to have an answer, but Tom and I have a very specific history with that answer. So
okay.
It's going to be your setup if you want.
Okay.
To tell that story.
Tom, where do you live?
Chicago. Northwest side.
All right.
How about you guys?
We're here in Atlanta. We live around the corner from Micah.
Oh, that's sweet.
That's fun.
I will. We've never met. I'm Leslie.
This is my
Hello.
husband.
How's it going?
Did you get a haircut recently?
I did.
I could tell.
Self-inflicted.
Okay. Hey.
We will discuss that as well.
I was gonna say I noticed that you got a haircut.
Thanks for noticing.
That is like one of my top 3 talents. Is I always notice a haircut.
How about when Micah gets a haircut?
He did. It wasn't last
It is clean. It is clean.
Good. I've cleaned. I'm on the top. The beard it's quarantine or bust, baby.
I'm gonna go get a phone charger. I'll be right back.
Okay. I was
All right,
saying,
Les, where do you live?
oh, I live in Berkeley, California.
Okay.
But I've lived a bunch of places. I've lived in like St. Louis, and we lived like very briefly in Ohio and Cleveland. We've lived in New York. I'm from Indianapolis. I've lived in
Oh, you're from.
like too many places.
And what's your maiden name?
Cohen. Have you heard of it?
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like Kastner. Is there another Kastner? But
Isn't there some girl here in Atlanta?
Deborah?
No. You're thinking of Deborah Kassoff, the rabbi.
Okay.
Yeah, and Andy doesn't have many Kastner cousins that I know of.
So wait, were we at Gucci at the same time?
Probably.
No, because she was second session.
I'm a year older than
All
my
of it.
so you probably wouldn't have known me.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and push it live. So if everyone wants to be quiet until I get back,
Do I have food to make? Are you on gallery view, Micah?
not yet, but I will be. All right, so I'm pushing live. So
Are you on your personal account or your Campfires and Color Wars?
Campfires and Color Wars. I got it.
All right.
All right, I'm pushing
I feel
live.
like that should be like Hollywood Squares, like
All right, here we go.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh.
That's good. What?
All right, let's light this candle. Campfires and Color Wars presents Jewish Geography Zoom Racing. Brought to you tonight by Rogue Shul, celebrating their first birthday today. Rogue Shul is a hilarious Twitter account that satirizes Jewish communal professional work and has taken the Jewish Twitterverse by storm. with quirky, hilarious, and utterly relatable insights into the behind-the-scenes realities of synagogue life. At Rogue Shul is your daily source for lulz at a time when we all need them. Rogue Shul probably isn't going to save the Jews, but neither is pickled herring, and you keep dragging that crap out for the buffet also. And I'm going to give everybody a chance to share this if they want to their Facebook page before we stop looking at our computers.
Wait, because how do I share this to my Facebook page? Just go on Facebook and then say share? Fine. Okay.
Yeah.
I just talked that out. I'm racking my brains, guys, for my
I like you, Leslie. You're giving me a good feeling about how it's gonna go tonight. You're talking things out. You're letting us know.
Not
Yeah,
too worried about.
my
Not
goal.
too worried about her using Facebook to cheat at this
Oh,
point.
I am not a cheater. There is no integrity, and that's not fun. Literally, we're winning nothing here except for your pride. So, like, I gotta win on my laurels. I gotta.
Right. Pride's important. Hello, everyone. Welcome back for our 6th week. I'm Micah Hart. I'm the host of Campfires and Color Wars and this here shindig, Jewish Geography Zoom Racing. Before we get to the show, I feel like it's hard to do this without commenting on the world around us. And I just want to acknowledge how much we're all hurting right now for the communities in Minneapolis, in Louisville, in Atlanta, where we live, and all these other cities around the country where people are feeling outraged and are searching for justice. As a Jew, seeing any minorities of any kind being persecuted, it cuts deep. And I believe in Tikkun Olam, I believe in fixing the world. It's hard to feel like there's a lot of that happening right now. And to be perfectly honest, it feels a little weird to be running a silly game show while all this stuff is going on outside. But we hurt for George Floyd and his family, Breonna Taylor, and so many others who have no reason not to still be walking around living their lives. If you want to support the people in particular right now who are sticking their necks out in Minnesota, a couple of different Twitter accounts that I came across that you can go to if you want to donate is at Black Visions MN or at Reclaim the Block. So I just want to kind of address that at the top because I know a lot of us are hurting out there. And before I introduce the guests so that I won't segue horribly to them, I will segue to myself and take the brunt of it. We did launch a new episode of Campfires and Color Wars this week with Rabbi Sari Laufer and our other sister, Leah Hart-Tinnen, talking Indigo Girls. Indigo Girls, a staple of Jewish camp life as far as I go back. It seems like the response to that has been pretty similar no matter where you went. Leslie, I have to imagine that Indigo Girls was a part of your camp experience, if I had to guess.
Obviously. I mean, one of my first concerts, I could still tell you the moment, I could tell you the first moment I really remember hearing them. It was at an off-the event. But yeah, love those Indigo Girls. They tell the story of my life for sure. Yeah.
Tom, any Indigo Girls crossover for you, or?
Yeah, there was a period in the late 90s, early 2000s that it was in pretty regular play in my world.
And of course, Hannah and Will on location in Atlanta. Will, loving the haircut. How are you feeling about it? Two or 3 days?
I wanted to do not only one thing half as good as you in my weak attempt at your beard, but I don't even look as good as you do with that beautiful bald head. So
there's nothing that you can't go full out.
No, don't do that.
My 9-year-old did say she was examining my bald spot and said, "Oh, it looks like some hair's kind of growing over it." So there's that.
We were on a Zoom call, a Henry S. Jacobs Camp 90s reunion Zoom call on Wednesday night, and Will had gone upstairs to cut his hair, and he came down, and we saw Hannah's reaction on the Zoom down with his very short haircut. It was very funny.
To be clear, I went upstairs to take a shower, and because it's impossible to keep a secret from Hannah or anybody in my family, she's peppering me with questions, and I think she just
I wasn't
suspected
peppering you with
something
questions that night.
something was afoot.
I knew because
Anyways,
I didn't hear the shower going for a while. I heard you up there for a while, and I said, I think he's.
To be clear, they have a 2-story house. Hannah's in their kitchen. It's far away from their bedroom. The fact that she can
It's
hear.
directly above us.
Oh my God. Well, welcome you guys. And let's welcome our contestants. We talked briefly. Tom Alexander, welcome. He is originally from Columbia, Missouri, currently lives in Chicago, where he is the founder of Holistic, which is a tech company that measures employee experience, diversity, and inclusion, and helps build better workplaces. It seems like a worthwhile endeavor right now, for sure. And he currently lives in Chicago with his wife, their 3 kids, and a quarantine puppy. Why? Why would you add to the case?
You know, we're really bad decision makers in our family. And so we also escalate the bad decisions very quickly. So it was from like, maybe we should take care of a friend's puppy, to maybe we should be a foster family too. Let's just get a full-on 2-month-old puppy. But it's been great, actually. It's been a nice distraction. And she and I have a real who rescued who situation that's developed over the last 2 months. So
Nice.
What kind of dog?
she's a mutt. We did one of those 23andMe DNA tests. So she's got like a little Chow Chow, a little American Eskimo dog, a little Lab, a little Rottweiler. So all of her cousins are getting arrested for unsolved crimes throughout the United States now because of that. But we're glad to know what she is.
Tom,
My wife always tells me not to make that joke, but I think it's got some potential.
Yeah, you just keep workshopping it.
Right, okay, yeah.
You didn't go to summer camp, is that right?
Never once. Yeah. I was in BBYO for a few years. And that was kind of my exposure to a lot of this world. Really, my only ever visit to a Jewish summer camp was with you.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that in just a second. But do you think that's going to be a disadvantage at all tonight, that you don't have?
That was my big concern, but you sort of assuaged me by basically saying, if you know Jewish people who know a lot of people, you're going to be fine. Which I think may have just been bullshit because you needed a guest. So that was like what you needed to say to get me on. But that's going to be my strategy. So I can't go back in time and start going to camp right now. So I'm going to go with the a lot of people who know a lot of people angle. So we'll see.
Leslie Cohen Kastner, welcome, Leslie. Leslie is originally from Indianapolis. She was an 11-year Gucci goer. She went to Gucci, which is the camp that myself and Hannah and Leah, our other sister, went to. And you met your husband there, Andy Kastner. So you guys are a full-on legit camp couple.
Our kids were supposed to go there this summer.
Oh.
Yeah. Although I feel like if any summer was supposed to get canceled, this was the one. So they don't know what they're missing yet. Like my parents would have hated me, like having to mourn that loss. So yeah, so we're like full on Gucci.
Yeah, I feel lucky that our kids are young also.
Agreed. At 9th grade, ooh, that'd be a tough.
Oh, I would have been inconsolable.
Yeah, for sure. So I like to ask.
California, but your kids were going to go to camp in Mississippi?
Well, no. So Gucci's in Indiana, actually.
Oh, it's in Indiana. Okay.
So we went to 2 camps. We went to,
returning back to the place. We sent them actually to Orma here in NorCal. It was a wonderful experience. Wasn't quite in the end what I was kind of imagining it to be. I think because they do 2-week sessions, and I realized like actually what I think is like for me what camp was that 4-week, that time to really build intimacy.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just like, oh, we'll send them to Gucci. I had a lot of like sadness last year on the alumni page when other friends were expressing that their children were there, and I was like, I want my kids to be there, and then I could tie it into visiting my family. So yeah,
it works. All right, real quick, I always like to ask at least one question of the guests. What is the craziest Jewish geography connection that you've ever made?
So I'll go first, if that's okay. And mine is actually you, Micah. So on Christmas Eve, and this is it starts as a sad story, but I assure you that there's some real optimism. On Christmas Eve in 1999, a friend of our family was in a horrible car accident on their way to New Orleans, and actually the father of the family perished in the accident. And the woman who was in the accident called my mom in Missouri, basically from the side of the road, and was like, you got to come to Jackson, Mississippi, of all places, to help us. And so me and my mom flew down there. This was like 1999, so there's like no Expedia, no nothing. Like it was, and it was Christmas Eve, so it's crazy to get down there. We show up at the hospital, and there's 2 people there in the room, and it was Micah's parents. And we were kind of like, who are you, and what are you doing here? They were like, we were about to ask you the same question. And basically, they said somebody had heard that there was a Jewish family that had an accident, and they called them, and so they came to see what help they could do. And so, long story short, we were down in Jackson for like 5 days, and after about 24 hours, they were like, "You're a 21-year-old dude in Mississippi. We have a son who's roughly your age. You're just sitting here in a hospital, like he's gonna take you out." So for over the next 4 days, I had like the Micah Hart experience, like. And I can't even remember what's real and what's fake, but I remember going to a basketball game at high school where there was like 1,500 people there. I remember going to the camp, I guess it's Jacob's camp, to play basketball. Your mom took me to buy a Mississippi State t-shirt for my girlfriend, who was like, why do I have this? You took me to some bar that had no ventilation and like 4 inches of cigarette smoke just like engulfing everybody in the place.
Cherokee. That was
it. That was how we met. And, you know, I think that like Facebook has allowed us to keep in touch. And then I think we've seen each other in the flesh maybe one other time in the last 20 years when I was in Atlanta for work. But it's a crazy, crazy story. And like, I know, you know, what Micah had for lunch last week because he's very active on social. So it's a wild story about connections. And also just really never, ever forgot like what a remarkable action it was for your parents to show up at the hospital. Was like truly an amazing story. So
this is nuts. And where was I? I had
there. I met you. I came to your house for dinner, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the story sounds familiar.
You actually, when did you? We don't have to get into all this. It's possible that you were in Israel because.
Well, it was 9. I was a freshman in college.
I guess that makes sense. Right. Yeah, that was a crazy, crazy scenario. And then you were running a sports website some years later, and I was thinking about writing, and I saw your name, and I was like, oh, I wonder if that's that guy. And it turned out to be that guy, and then I wrote for you for a while. So we've crossed paths a number of times over the years.
For sure.
I definitely top that.
You know what? I was actually going to say I cannot top that. So I'm not even going to try because it's so beautiful. And I'm sure I have one. I could not recall. Also, I talk so long about my kids going to camp that I will just like, yield my time.
All right. I will reclaim my time. No, real quick, I think we're getting into a groove and enough people have seen the show now that hopefully quickly. But let's go over the rules. Again, the number one main rule for this is no Googling, no Facebook stalking, no internet sleuthing of any kind. You may not ask someone if they know the chosen one until they are on the Zoom call. I'm less concerned about this for you guys than I am about whoever you bring on through the evening. So Hannah and Will help as we try to, gently police that. You are free to work as a team with the people that come on and join you. So even though we want it to, in theory, go you to whoever you bring on to the next person and so forth, consider yourselves a team, and your teammates are welcome to stick around. They usually do. But at the same time, this is fluid. So if at any point in time we've reached a dead end or someone has to go, you can always appeal to us for a ruling, and we will be tough but fair. So we should have a good time. As we did last week, I feel like you guys let people know you were doing this. You may have people watching this who possibly might end up being on the show as part of your team. So if everyone could raise their right hand for the Jewish Geography Zoom Racing Oath. I state your name. This is for you and for everyone watching at home. I state your name.
I state your name.
Being of sound mind and possessing common decency.
Being of sound mind and possessing common decency.
Do hereby swear.
Do
hereby swear.
I can't really hear Leslie. Is she doing it?
Oh, I know. I don't want to be like take up too much space right now because I'm
protect the sanctity of the competition.
To protect the sanctity of the competition.
That I will not Google or Facebook stalk the chosen one.
I will not
Google or Facebook stalk the chosen one.
Under penalty of getting kicked off the Zoom call
Under penalty of getting kicked off the Zoom call
or being politely asked not to.
or being politely asked not to.
If you agree to this, say I do.
I do.
I do.
All right, let's get on with it. Tonight's chosen one is a female.
Wait, can I just stop real quick? You usually ask Hannah who she thinks is going to win, but you didn't do that tonight. Just curious.
Okay. Who do you think?
Yeah. I just was curious. I don't want to.
Well, I like Leslie's outward thinking, out loud thinking.
I think this is an Indigo
But-
Girls bias, actually.
I also talk by thinking, so you may be listening to that. I mean, I think by talking. That's what I mean.
But I don't know.
Tom, I feel
It's all about who you pick.
so witty. Really,
A lot of talk, but you might not be able to walk the walk.
Yeah,
Also,
I agree. I agree with all of that. Okay, sorry. There's
Good at this until push comes to shove. Okay, tonight's chosen one. Her name is Brett Payton.
Brett with a B.
Brett, Brettt.
Oh.
That's well placed by me. Brett Payton. She is 40 years old,
Okay.
and she is originally from El Paso, Texas.
El Paso.
All you're going to get for the moment.
Okay.
I have one other question.
Yeah.
Actually, I should have asked beforehand. Can you, not that you would want to, but could you bring in a non-Jew to the Jewish geography channel?
Absolutely.
Okay.
In fact, I think it would be fascinating to see their take on
I know a dude from El Paso who's this.
I mean, you got to get listen, the ends justify the means. You're just trying to get Brett on the show.
So last week, I believe it was last week, there was like some question of like, where's Riverside? Where's Santa Cruz? Full disclosure, I know where Texas is. I don't know where El Paso is in Texas.
West.
So I think
West, like on
where to
the
go? West, okay.
border with Arizona or whatever, New Mexico.
I should be embarrassed to say that, but that's the truth. Okay, Texas.
Right next to New Mexico. So Brett Payton, she's 40 years old.
Okay.
She was raised in El Paso.
Noah Farkas? I don't know Noah Farkas. Andy, my husband's weighing in from the kitchen. Okay. Oh my God, you already have someone. Shoot. Okay, I'm gonna reach out to the person that I don't know if he knows anyone, but he met. Okay.
Tom, are you going the non-Jewish route?
I haven't talked to this dude in several years, so I'm gonna hit him up. But I can't be sitting around waiting for some dude from El Paso.
Yeah.
that's a good
That's
attitude.
True. That's true.
Like
Okay.
Carney and
You
join
got,
us.
you got a lot of fans here in the comments, Leslie.
Whoa. Okay. So what I'm going to do right now, because I can't even think of someone in there. I'm going to go with someone who I previously spoke to, who I feel like I'll randomly find out we know people like in common. And I'll be like, how do you know that person? So I'm going to go for that person. His name's Matt. But I did not have this all prepped to send. I was like, oh, okay, I got to get moving here, Leslie.
Yeah, that's a rookie mistake.
I know. Well, I did. Okay, here it is. Saturday. I got it.
Which,
So, Micah, you're gonna let the people in when they come.
what's that?
You're gonna let the people in. This person I'm sending, who is.
Okay, come on, Matt.
Do you see anybody in the thing for me?
Not yet.
It's the same link that you gave me earlier, right?
It is.
Okay. Okay, I'm trying to think a little more Texas just in case.
Payton,
And-
not a typical Jewish last name, I don't believe. I don't know that I know other.
I've only known like one.
Neither
other-
is Martin.
She was not Jewish.
Sure.
Hey, Micah, could you text me the link again? Because whatever link I'm sending to people is not working, apparently.
Yeah, I have to say, when I tried to click on the link, I ended up having to use the.
Right, you have to
No.
just type it in.
Yeah, I had to type it
Right.
in because otherwise it said something like
You haven't paid your bill. Mine said that you all hadn't paid your bill.
Yes, that's what it said to me
Not
too.
good about not put a downer on this, but like you got
I
all
meant
the
to text
sponsorship
you.
money rolling in from that rogue shul.
Okay.
Put some of that to the Zoom bill.
Right? All right, hang on one second. I'm on your way. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna put it in the chat. That's probably
Okay.
That didn't work at all.
for some reason. Oh, you know what?
I'm trying to think like
I
who
know
do
what.
I text? I thought I was gonna be in trouble if you did like.
All right, we've got someone joining us.
All right.
Eliza Lubin.
Oh, that's for me.
All right.
Okay. Where's my person?
Eliza, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Hi,
Welcome
Lisa.
Hi, Tom.
to Team Racing. This is a
Hi.
game show where Tom is trying to locate somebody, only using Jewish geography as the way to get them. The winner is the first to get them on the Zoom race. So I'm going to turn it over to Tom. He's going to tell you what he knows about them and see if you.
Yeah. So no Googling, no Facebook stalking, no LinkedIn, no social media of any sort. The person's name is Brett Payton. Brett, Brette, and Payton is her last name, Peyton. And she's 40, and she's from El Paso, Texas. I know one dude in El Paso who I'm going to Facebook message separately, but he's not Jewish.
Okay. El Paso, Texas 40. I am going to start tapping into BBYO people. Okay.
Sorry. Okay. Sorry.
I have a friend who went to Rice, who's Jewish. That's
Can I
pretty far away from El Paso, though. Later on, I think that there might be more clues, including like where Brett went to college, assuming that she went to college.
She did, and in fact, she went to Texas A&M.
Ooh.
Oh.
Okay.
That's closer to Rice than El Paso.
Yeah. Texas A&M. Okay, and you can't look up where your friends went to college either, because I asked that.
Yeah, I'm
You can't
texting.
be like, oh, I'm going to call whatever, Brett Payton.
So Tom, why did you call Eliza? What was your?
Elisa's like a professional Jew, first of all. She works in the industry.
I actually am. I do work in the Jewish community.
That was kind of like reason number one. I was like, she knows everybody. And then we hadn't talked actually in, I don't know, probably 2 years, really. In fact, the last text message I sent her was, I'm standing outside. I have the box. This is Tom.
What's in the box?
The last and only text message in our history before I was like, hey, I'm doing this was, I'm standing outside. I have the
I
box.
realized I know what you were talking about with that message.
But you should tell that story after you get some friends on the Jewish Young.
The same thing.
Not to be like too much of a micromanager as a team lead, but
Oh yeah, your reputation's at stake here.
I mean, or you can tell while you're doing the Zooming is another option.
I'm texting a friend. So I'm texting a friend from Texas, but yeah, Tom, I think it was from when we ran that conference and there was that woman who had her baby with her throughout, and like you organized for 1871 to put together a little box with like a onesie and everything.
Right.
That's what it was.
By the way, we've got just a quick thing that possibly has to do with what the difficulty you were having earlier. A message from one of our loyal viewers, Jason Plotkin. Apparently Zoom has an update today, and if you didn't update, you won't be able to join the call. So that could be
Oh.
what this is. It could also not be what the issue is. It could just be.
It could be. I bet you're right.
I found that trying to get in, when I clicked on the link that Tom sent, I kept getting an error message, but when he sent me the meeting ID and I went to Zoom and put in the meeting ID, that's when it worked.
Got it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did.
Okay, so all the people.
Okay, so I'm gonna go for someone that you all may know. I think he went to Jacobs. If he will get on, Eric Magnus. Do you know him?
Sure.
Hmm?
I'm gonna try for Eric. I don't know. I feel like live down in a region I have never lived in. Okay, so here's something. Not gonna name names, but I do have some people who are watching who are texting me And they shouldn't, right?
Didn't they take the oath?
Correct.
I took the oath, but the people who are not on, they're Facebook Live watching, and they're trying to be helpful. So
I would like
I'm
to
not
know.
They are being hurtful.
following those leads, I just want to say, but I do, maybe we should just say, so appreciate your help all, but I want to play fair. So
Yeah, we're all
I
in a
never
row.
even went to camp. Like, it's already enough of an uphill climb without
you got someone on. I don't even have
army
anyone.
here just like bombarding clues.
I didn't read them. I'm trying right now to get Eric Magnus. I want him to get on. I said, do you know about this? Come on. And then he responded, but now he's not. Can you send me an email? Okay, here we go. Yes. Okay, hold on. This will be kind of fun because he's not watching. Okay.
So, Eliza, you feel like you have someone that you think could be of use?
She's trying to get in. She's also encountering the Zoom problem. Her name is Sarah.
I love it. What is your, Eliza, what is your, oh, now it says Team Tom.
Oh yeah, so I signed in with my work account. So it's like Eliza Lubin, she, her, all of our typical practices, but it looks like Micah has changed
Sorry,
that.
I try to add people. It gets hard sometimes to keep track of who's on whose
Oh,
team.
I love it.
Yeah.
I thought Eliza did it, and it was like this amazing act of loyalty for my first teammate, but it turns out it's just you. Either way, I'll take it, but
I was thinking it, though.
I was hoping it was Eliza.
Okay. I think he's coming.
And yes, we know Eric very well.
I thought you did. Okay. I'm just trying to think because I just, I'm a Midwesterner and then I've lived on the East Coast and the West Coast and there's like a whole region. Not that Texas is part of, not
Is
Louisiana.
Brett Payton her current name?
Current and former.
Okay. Always.
Always. Since the jump.
All right. Come on, Eric.
Leslie, Eric is a future podcast guest.
Yes, he would be a good podcast guest. So we
sure
met.
We have to get Jennifer Goodwin. He can't come on until we get Jennifer Goodwin.
Yes, get Jennifer Goodwin. That's a good one. I forgot she went to Jacobs, right?
He did.
Eliza, did you go to camp?
We didn't have any celebs at our camp.
I went to Camp Remind Canada for 14 years.
I could ask you a bunch of questions about people because I know Camp Remind Canada people.
Yeah, and then I worked for BBYO for 5 years. So I spent 5 summers at various BBYO camps, like more recently.
Okay.
This is a dumb question. There are BBYO summer camps?
There are summer programs that are anywhere from like 12 days to 3 weeks, and some of the kids like back up the 3-week programs onto each other, so they end up basically 6 weeks at camp.
Got it.
Yeah.
Where do you live?
I live in Chicago.
Okay.
That's how I know Tom.
All right, we got somebody joining us. I think this is Eric.
I need somebody on my team.
Shari's account, I'm guessing.
Eric Magnus, I hope. Or it could be their second person because they're like.
Oh, it's not. It's SMG.
That's
Yay,
indeed.
Sarah!
You'd be
Hi!
successful
I
with
don't know
last week's
what's
team.
happening, but I'm
Hey,
here.
Here.
This is
We have so many teammates, they can't even all fit on the Zoom.
I know, and I can't even get anyone, and I tried like seeding people in advance.
Hey, Les, did you know that there was a Zoom update?
Yeah, was that the issue? Were you having trouble getting on? Was it a Zoom
Just
update?
wanted to let you know. There's a software update.
Yeah.
Hi, Sarah.
Sarah, this
Hi.
is geography and boot racing. And you're on Team Tom. He's trying to locate somebody and get them to join this Zoom call. That's how he wins. So I'm going to turn it
Okay.
to him. He's going to tell you what he knows about that.
Okay.
Sarah,
I'm gonna try
great to meet you. You seem amazing. First rule, you can't Google, you can't Facebook stalk, you can't go on LinkedIn, you can't text people, anything like
Okay.
that. So like from this point forward, it's just, you got to be present with us.
Okay. I have 2 people in the same apartment as me.
That's
Just
fine.
as an
Use them.
That's fine. Are they Jewish?
no,
Well,
I know. We
That
can't
just means they're possibly less help.
okay. Enough about you, Sarah.
Oh god.
We're trying to locate a woman named Brett Payton, BretteTePeyton, and she went to Texas A&M, and she's 40, and she's originally from El Paso, Texas.
And I'm gonna give you another clue.
We're looking to hone in on some. And where are you located, Sarah?
I mean, in this moment, San Francisco, but I grew up in Houston and I lived in New York for the last decade. And
Okay.
so, yeah, you got a Texas Jew
So, like,
here.
people that maybe went to A&M.
Yeah. How you said she's 40?
40.
My brother's best friend went to A&M for a couple of years, and he's like 39. I have to think about who else has gone to A&M.
That seems like.
Can I tell Eric
I'm gonna pause for you on a second for you and welcome Eric to the call. What's up, Eric?
Hey, Micah.
Hey, welcome to Jewish Geography Zoom Racing. Leslie's a little behind, so I'm gonna go ahead and get it to her so she can tell you what's going on.
Okay, so Eric, we have to find this person. Her name is Brett Payton. She's from El Paso. I don't know anyone, and I thought maybe since you were from Louisiana, you may. It's not anywhere. It's not next. You know what I'm saying. It's close, but so we're looking for this person. She's 40 years old. She went to Texas A&M. Do any of those clues? It's kind of like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. We have to get to this person. Do you know anyone who might be able to help us get to this person?
That's how I've been describing it.
Yeah.
Degrees of Kevin Bacon.
While you think about that for a second, Eric, and remember, no Googling or Facebook stalking. I'm going to give you another clue.
Okay.
She went to Camp Hess Kramer for 2 years, and she went to Gindling Camp in Malibu for 1 year.
Wait, say that again.
If she had gone to UT or Green Family Camp, this game would be over right now.
I know, but she didn't.
But you really chose a little bit harder.
She went to Hess Kramer for 2 years and Gindling Hilltop.
Okay. Oh wait, Eric, you can't Google. You can't Google. You can't Facebook stop. You can't LinkedIn them. I forgot to say that.
But I did.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were listening when I said it.
Sorry about that. It's purely who you think you might know who can connect us.
I've never heard of her, and I don't know anyone that went to Texas A&M, and I've never heard of that camp.
I've heard of Hess Kramer, and what was the other one in Malibu?
Gindling Hilltop Camp.
That I've never heard of.
Where's Hess Kramer?
She's 40. We don't know where she lives, right? We don't get.
Wait, where is Hess Kramer? Where is that located?
I thought it was in California.
It's in California.
Malibu.
Where's Gindling Hilltop?
I think it's also in Malibu.
Eric, any ideas?
Sarah, have you invited anybody to the chat yet?
Now, I can give you someone I think might know her.
Yeah,
I invite someone to the chat.
And then this is how we get to them. And the first person who gets that
You
person.
invite them to this Zoom.
Yeah, like the same thing I sent to you.
Oh,
Okay,
they're
all
the
right.
same
Someone
camp.
called because
Sorry.
of our
They're
person,
sister camps.
then we win.
Yeah.
Well, what if it's someone that I don't know how to get in contact with?
Can you Facebook message them? You're allowed to do that.
You're allowed to Facebook message them if you're connected
If
to
you're
them.
already connected.
Don't have a connection to them, then the best thing you could do, if you really think they could be helpful, would be to get someone else on the Zoom who would have their contact.
Yeah, like Sarah, you could get your brother on the Zoom, and then he could get his best friend on the Zoom. That might be an easier way than trying to track down. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to think who I know who.
Give me a couple minutes.
I'm in the awkward position of trying to figure out if I text an ex-boyfriend.
Do it!
Come on.
Eric, remember that you can't ask if they know her.
Right, you can't ask in advance.
No, I'm just looking to see if the person I was thinking of, if I'm friends with on Facebook.
Definitely text the ex-boyfriend, Lisa.
Yeah, this seems like as good of an excuse as any.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm not actually looking to text it.
You
But
up?
just send him a
It's gonna
text.
get weird.
That's right. Don't
You
even
just
tell them.
send him a text that says you up.
Okay, do you know Rachel Petru, Eric Magner?
Yes.
Okay, message her because she works in the Jewish world and she lives in LA and maybe she has a connection. And I already
The person I was thinking of is Selena Zlotoff, who was that age, from Malibu, was in Nifty.
Oh,
Is that exact? She was Micah and my brother's age.
okay. Are you okay?
I am friends with her on Facebook.
Anyone? And then if you know, okay, now if we both know Rachel, can I message Rachel or only Eric can message Rachel?
Well, both of you shouldn't do it. So if whoever has the quicker connect to them,
That's me.
So what do I do to Selena?
You basically send her a text or a message that says, hey, we're playing this Jewish geography game. Can you join the Zoom call and help us out? And we have someone joining us, a Jonathan Gass.
That's Sarah's brother.
Okay.
Wow, that was faster than I thought. I was texting someone else too to be like, you know that you have this connection.
Don't stop texting that other person, Sarah. Keep texting that other person.
Well, no, let's.
Wait, I just thought we need a Texan Jew.
Hello, Jonathan. Welcome to Jewish Geography Zoom Racing. We are trying to locate a Jew, and you're on Team Tom, so I'm going to turn it over to Tom to tell you what we're trying to do.
Hi, Jonathan. Great to meet you. Like, really good to meet you. Your sister, Sarah, joined our team by way of Aliza, who's my friend. And it's like a daisy chain. You can't, by the way, you can't go on Facebook or Google or LinkedIn or anything like that as long as you're playing in the game. And we're trying to locate a woman named Brett Payton, who's 40, who went to Texas A&M. And Sarah said that your best friend went to Texas A&M and is like that age.
Hey, Gary, and you also
40.
know other people because you're older than me.
So you're
Yeah,
just like
40 is Rachel's age.
like aggressively what you're saying.
Wait, what? Jared would be of the time that group of people.
Eric, you know who else I thought of who lived? Sorry.
But that's still a couple year gap there. But we could try to pull Jared in. Sarah, I didn't know you were pulling me into. I didn't realize. I thought I was the Texan Jew. That you're like. I was like, oh, we in a game. We know the Texan Jew.
You shouldn't even say that when you reach out to the person.
Yeah, just say.
Just be like, come on this Zoom.
Yeah, and then we'll explain it.
You know, I needed some hook, like a little bit of a hook, just to like get Jonathan on. So here we are.
Sarah, I'm trying to take care of my sick puppy. Why would you do this?
Wait, why is Roosevelt sick? What's wrong?
Roosevelt ingested this weed called, what's it called? Foxtail that apparently happens to lots of dogs in this area at this time of year. And we had to go take him there to sedate him to clean up his throat. And they didn't find any. He must have ingested it fully. But he's all drugged up.
Jonathan, I love Roosevelt, my favorite, but you should also text Jared.
Okay, I'm texting Jared.
Big fan of yours already. I'm a huge fan.
But Roosevelt is the cutest thing ever, and you should follow him on Instagram. And Aliza can confirm.
Oh, I can.
Jonathan, maybe change your picture to Roosevelt while you win the game.
He has his own Zoom. He does it himself.
Yeah, but there would be an echo though.
That's true. There we go, everybody.
Yeah, there's like 40 people around the country.
Y'all working on
Oh, puppy!
How you feeling, buds? He got bathed too. He's a little wet. He's definitely not himself right now.
Okay.
Oh.
All right, I got another clue coming in. Ooh. She was Hillel president.
At A&M?
That helps me none.
We definitely need to go this A&M route though, so that validates our theory.
Okay.
Karen Cohen's
You worked at It was
Karen Cohen, is that's
I'm
where
gonna ask Karen. I'm gonna get Karen. I think she's gonna help me.
Sarah, you got this. I trust Team Tom.
Shit.
Wait, what happened?
did he text his friend and bounce? Is that what happened?
I think we lost Jonathan. Aliza, this is you know everyone well. This is you.
I'm texting current Hillel staff to see what we can do.
What about the ex-boyfriend?
I'm
You're,
not
you're holding out?
Tell us everything about boyfriends so we can know. I can just tell you if it'll be relevant or not.
The only thing you need to know is that the current boyfriend would not love that I'm bringing the ex-boyfriend into this.
Let's bring him on and see it play
mentioned
out live, man.
Situation here, but she hasn't gotten on, so no worries. Okay, Karen Cohen, if you are watching, I've messaged you. Get on.
Okay, but all of you who are watching that are in the Facebook, no helping.
Right.
You're under oath.
Oath is sacred.
That's it.
Sarah, do you have any other ideas about people that we can reach out to?
Yeah, you seemed like you were on the right track there for a while. like with ideas. Also,
President.
I mean, the other thing too is like, who in the Hillel world would have connections? Which is why I was like, Eliza used to work there, which she doesn't anymore. But what about like Rachel Hillman?
So I never worked at Hillel. I'm trying to get Rachel on, but really what I need is Rachel's boss, Michael, because Rachel hasn't been there for that long. So Rachel's in the middle of something, so I'm trying to get her on just long enough to get Michael on.
We're talking about somebody who was a
Or
president.
would Jocelyn, if Hess Kramer's in LA, Jocelyn knows people who probably went through Hess Kramer.
Jocelyn's not from LA though. I wonder if Danielle would be better because she's from there.
what was your question?
Is Dahlia also from LA?
God, this is
Yes,
hard.
Dahlia's also from LA.
Do you know anyone in Texas?
Another thought is if you know any rabbis. Last week, I think there were about 5 rabbis on the call, and they solved the first one in
Or is
7 minutes.
Antonio?
They do seem to be helpful.
Or is San Antonio from El Paso? See how I don't know any
Pretty far.
Ooh,
But if they
No, but choose. It's wait, when you say she was president of Hillel at A&M or like Hillel International?
So this is like 20 years ago, so I don't think the Hillel route is as good as.
I don't think so either. But I thought maybe if she was like on the national board, I know someone who has worked there for a long time.
you guys haven't already given a clue of where she currently lives, have you?
We have not. It's
not.
What about Hannah and Will? Will, you're wearing you're repping a UT shirt. I can see it.
Yeah.
We all went to UT.
Not cheating, are you?
I would just say, Leslie.
I invited another person who went to college in Texas.
Leslie, I would just say, and most people that went to A&M do not leave Texas. So this person probably lives in Texas.
Okay, so just someone who lives
Correct, yes.
I have a few people.
And they maybe were in like FFA, Future Farmers of America.
I know a lot of people that went to A&M. None of them are Jewish.
Yeah, I know somebody who went to A&M, but she's not Jewish, and she's a lot younger than this person.
And it's a huge school too. It's not like a school like 10,000 people.
Right.
Breaking news. I don't know if this will help at all. I doubt it will. She was on the National Hillel board in 2000.
2000. Okay, I know one I could ask.
I'm not going to help her.
Okay.
Listen, Team Alexander, I do have to go.
Thank you, Erin.
For your party.
Too young. There's no way.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you. I'll be tuning in.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna try this person who I know has worked at International Hillel for a while. Shoot. Okay, but I don't know if we're friends.
All right, so where are we at, Elisa? We need to go back to the drawing board.
Did we just lose Eric?
I'm texting an International Hillel
I
person.
couldn't tell what was going on. He felt like he was no help. You have job. Okay, so some of the people I seated, I'm gonna try this other person.
All right, I'm gonna give another clue.
This is so much
Wait, can I invite another? Can I invite another person?
Yes, I'm gonna allow both of you to do that. Okay, here's another clue. This might help more. She currently lives in Houston, Texas.
That's a good clue for me.
Okay, I'm gonna try this one. Can you message Daniel Farkas? Okay, we're messing. And my husband's helping me. I need help. Okay, I think I know people who used to live in Houston.
So Eric's instincts were correct. He's saying he wasn't helpful, but
No, look at him. He knew. I didn't know that.
that was right.
Because okay, I had another idea. I'm gonna try this one. This is someone I haven't talked to in probably 30 to 20 years, but we messaged on Facebook.
Is it Elisa's ex-boyfriend?
No, he lives in Dallas.
Same state.
Yeah. And if so, then we'll send him a Zoom link. But you have to give him the numbers because if he hasn't updated Zoom, he won't be able to get in. That's what happened with Karen Cohen. She couldn't
really?
get in. And then she said she's doing bath time. Whatever.
Karen, this is very disappointing.
I know.
Karen, don't be a Karen.
Okay. This person is going to be like, seriously? No, I don't.
Micah, we thought of a fun side game that could go on while the contestants are looking. We can see who wins between the two contestants and then your dad just trying to track this person down. He's currently texting us with all these facts about
Or he's like
the Jewish community in California.
We're like, hey, Daddy.
What's up, Mace?
My dad would totally say he knew the person if he saw them. He'd be like, I know them, but he'll be mad if I call him at night.
So I reached out to 2 people, Eliza, to be my second person. But if you have other people, like, let's get them on.
I'm all alone.
I have 2 friends who have ties in Houston.
Okay, I'm sending you the number. This is really hard, you guys. Much harder than I thought. Okay. I think this person lives in Texas. I'm going to try them. Allison Gutnick. She's from Minnesota, but I think she might live in Texas.
A lot of Jewish people in Houston.
Are there really?
Yeah.
I just opened.
In the suburbs. In Bel Air.
Rocking the suburbs.
I cannot. One of my friends, he was like, I'm all about this. And he's like, I'm going to crush this.
Yeah, and then they don't respond to your text, right? They're like, oh, sorry, this is a new phone. I'm like, we texted 4 hours ago.
I know, right? I'm glad that you're in the same boat, but at least you've got one partner in crime. Okay. Texas 40. I'm going to try this person too. Zach Kahn, please.
Don't you think? I mean, that's what I would do.
Will grew up in Corpus Christi, which is not El Paso, to be clear, but
That is a fact. That's true.
Is another, I would say, like smaller city in Texas with like not a huge Jewish community, but so therefore you probably all know each other, right?
I would think so.
So if you were to find a Jewish
Look
person,
like our Jewish community.
What's
Like
that? What?
his is the same size as ours, so there were like 4.
But it's funny. You would think that in these smaller communities there would be like this bond of, oh yeah, small Jewish community, but it's more of like a competition. Both of you saying to the other, there's not Jews in that city.
Well, I was just thinking that
hey, Eliza, what about that woman that you introduced me to who works for BBYO?
Jamie, she's actually watching.
Are you allowed to come on if you're watching?
As long as you didn't cheat, Jamie.
Jamie, are you cheating?
Jamie.
She's still watching. Jamie's
Jamie who?
Jamie Perry. She's like originally from Atlanta. She's over in that part of the country. Well, she's in Chicago now, but let's see if Jamie
has integrity. I think she's not.
Okay, my friend Zach's coming.
Okay.
Yes, he's coming. Okay.
The point I was trying to make with all that is I would think perhaps if you've got to a
2 people.
that there's not
Whoever
so
gets
Jews that might be a path. If you can get to a Jew from El Paso, that is.
Text Jonas.
Tom's got the advantage because he knows where El Paso is.
I know, right?
Leslie seems to know a lot of people in Texas, though.
I've got some non-Texans coming on right now, but I'll take it, because I need something. I need some love here. Shoot, okay.
Yeah, that seems like an easier ask than the A&M route or.
Ooh,
the camp
I
route.
just thought of someone great that Leslie could ask.
Shut up.
That is so helpful. All right, I'm going to give you a couple more clues about her.
Right.
I don't know that either of these will add too much fuel to the fire, but she currently works in healthcare PR, and she was a Kappa Kappa Gamma.
She's my sister. She's
At A&M.
At A&M. Shit. Okay, but that.
Sorry.
No, but we are sisters in the bond.
Wait.
Okay, Andy's waiting, but I do have a couple people that are trying to get in, so I got to figure out how to help them get in. Hold on. And whoever gets in first, is that the situation?
That's what. Oh, yeah. If you've texted multiple people, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
If they both come in at the same time, I guess you can choose. But Zach is joining us.
Oh, okay. That's it then. Matt, you can come later.
I just sent this now.
Okay. Yeah.
Got anybody for me, Lisa?
Okay.
I'm trying. They're not answering.
What are they doing?
I don't know. Like, where are people?
Unmute yourself. Put your face on.
Your ex-boyfriend's watching this, and he's like, "I'm waiting for the call. Put me in, coach."
Okay.
Hey, Zach. Welcome
Yes.
to Jewish Geography Zoom Racing.
Okay.
Where we're trying to, the two contestants are trying to locate a Jewish person, and the first to get them on the Zoom call wins.
Oh, boom.
You are on Team Leslie, so I'm going to turn it over to
You're
Leslie.
with me. So we're looking for Brett Payton. Her number is in Micah's name, chosen one. Okay, I don't know. This is not really your catchment area either, but you've also had some, like, you know, you get around. So she went to Texas A&M. She's 40. She was a Kappa Kappa Gamma. She was active in Hillel. She was like the Hillel president. She went to Hess Kramer and some other camp I can't remember in Malibu. So, and she's 40. So like
And where is she from?
Entry point, El Paso. Right?
Oh, the principal of my Jewish day school moved to El Paso to be the principal there, Howard Rosenblatt.
Are you in touch with Howard on?
No.
No. Do you know Howard's children? Are you in touch with them?
No.
Rats. Okay.
That's I'm not big in Texas.
I know, me neither. That's why I'm struggling. That's okay. So if you don't think you have any leads, I do have someone waiting.
Okay, go to them. I got
you.
nothing. Good
luck.
luck.
Bye, bud.
Bye.
Okay.
Good to see you.
Okay, so next up, coming in, Matt Little.
Are you only allowed to have one person at a time?
No, but I can't.
I'm trying to add another person right now too, even as you're trying to add somebody.
Okay, Matt says he's waiting.
Okay, I don't see him yet, but as soon as I do,
Says he's on it. Okay.
I will let him in.
I feel like I want to give bios of all the people who get in. Matt comes from St. Louis.
No.
You know. He hails from St. Louis. He's worked at Ramah something or other. Wisconsin. Okay.
Okay, we've got someone coming in. I'm assuming this is your friend, but it's Litwack Mothership.
Yes. Okay. I'm trying to get all my social connectors. This was my first go-to, but he was like on a lake or something.
Matt.
Hey.
Matt,
Okay.
What's
Thanks for joining us. We're playing a game of Jewish Geography Zoom Race, and we're trying to locate a Jewish person and get them to join the call. You're on Leslie's team, so I'm going to turn it over to her so she can see what you know.
Let's do it.
This person's from El Paso. That's like a big strike for me, but you're like Southernish. And they went to Hess Kramer in Malibu. They went to Texas A&M. Do you know anyone who went to Texas A&M? They're our age. They're 40. Well, I'm 41, but and they were active in Hillel, which is like definitely not a lead for me. And they were my sister. They were in Kappa Kappa Gamma. Anything.
I know someone who's from El Paso who's 40 years old.
Can you call that person? Come on, Matt. You're hesitant. Why are you hesitant? It's a frenemy?
Haven't talked to that person in a long time.
That's what makes me
This
so
is
bad.
not the
To make amends.
this is not the Zoom for that.
Leslie, you want to remind him of the rules?
Okay, I'm sorry. The rules also are, I already prepped him because he was my go-to, so he knows the rules. He knows he cannot Google or Facebook stalk.
Matt, let me ask you this. If this is not the Zoom call for the making amends, can you still have him on and just save the making amends for a separate Zoom call?
So Brett knows we're trying
Matt,
to
do you want me to make the amends?
Oh, you got to unmute, Matt.
Is this live?
Yes.
It's live.
Wait, I got two people that are going to join. One is my brother,
You
and
only
one is
get
a woman named Lexi.
Yeah, you got to choose one.
Lexi is who I want, and then I'll just tell my brother to chill.
All right.
Okay.
Matt, we don't want you to do anything.
I'm gonna give you I'm gonna give you the number, okay?
Oh, but she's not going to respond to me.
Yes, she will.
Okay, all right. Who is it? But you chat it to us so that not everyone can know. Is that
Yeah,
person.
I don't want to say.
I'll allow that.
Wait, let's just say I'm the right person for this job. All right?
See, this is why I brought Matt. He's just going to bring some game. Okay, but you got to chat me the number.
Yeah, I'm trying. I don't know how to do it.
See the chat? Matt doesn't have to do this for work.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Can I send it just to you?
Yeah, sure.
She may not even be in my phone anymore. I'm not gonna lie.
Tom, I see Dan. I do not see your other person yet. So just if you.
Yeah, let's just put Dan on ice for a minute. This is even better. My brother calling in on Saturday night at 10 o'clock in New York and then just having to wait for a couple minutes while I choose somebody else.
All actually, this whole thing was just an elaborate scheme just to play a prank on your brother.
My dude from El Paso wrote me back saying,
Text me.
what is going on?
You still haven't found it.
Do I know the person's name?
The name of the person's, but you can't tell them ahead of time who it is. The name of the person's Brett.
You can't tell them anything.
No, listen, stop, Tom. I want to know who this person is.
It's Brett Payton is the person's name. Women.
Oh, I'm sure this chick knows her. Hold on.
But you can't ask her if she knows her.
Believe me, I ain't talking to her. Hold on.
Okay.
Matt,
we got to get this story.
Matt, can
her number's not even in my phone.
Can I please be invited to the Zoom call when you do make amends?
Can I just say, I had this dream that you were going to be like, it's so-and-so. And I'd be like, I know that person. And I wasn't friends with them on social media, so you didn't know I knew them, but I just did.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Lexi.
All right, Lexi,
Hi.
what's up?
We're Texans. Okay.
Hi.
Thank you for joining.
I'm going
You're
to look
welcome.
at my Texans.
Okay, here's the situation, Lexi. We are trying to track down a woman
she still
who lives
lives
in
in Houston,
Texas named Brett Payton. You can't go on Google. You can't go on Facebook. You can't, from this point forward, you just have to stay in the Zoom.
Okay.
We're looking for you to connect us with somebody who might be able to get us closer to her. Eliza, who's on the call, is also on our team. And so it's like a daisy chain, it's like straight on Jewish geography, whoever you can invite. And if you don't know anybody or you can't get anybody on, then we can bring other people in. But
Yeah, so Allison Feldman is my sister's friend from Houston, and she probably knows the whole city.
okay,
But
that's the
We know
person.
Allison Feldman.
We know Allison Feldman.
Allison
what?
Friedlander?
Really?
Eddie's wife?
Allison Friedlander?
Yeah, Allison Feldman. Yeah.
You're one of our best friends.
Yep.
How do I'm struggling here. Okay, I know what to do. Sorry, my brain.
Yeah.
What?
So you need to get Allison Feldman Friedlander on the phone,
Okay.
on the
I'm gonna
Zoom.
write this
Let's see if she can connect us to Brett Payton.
All right.
Seems like a good route.
Yeah.
Leslie, that's the trump card.
Okay, I'm gonna go for it.
All right, hold on. We've got a Matthew Aguiar. Is that Team Leslie?
So that's my dude from El Paso. So
Oh no! Shoot. Okay.
can I invite him in and send somebody out, and then they come back in?
The hour mark, so we're gonna go ahead and bring him in.
Okay, here
I like this. We're coming at this from two angles. I
I
like
have
this.
a new lead I'm chasing.
Tom, do I have to do something right now?
Yes, get Sarah Friedman on the Zoom, or get your sister on the Zoom to get Sarah Friedman on the Zoom, or get
I'm working.
anybody who knows Sarah.
Allison Feldman.
Allison Feldman.
Feldman.
Alexis, you just have
Yeah,
to
Sarah Friedman.
all.
Don't tell her anything.
Okay. It's a similar Jewish sounding name, but also a very different person.
Yeah. While you're at it, get Sarah
Aguiar,
Friedman.
you there? We don't
Great.
see or hear you.
I know. I'm just going through a dark hall.
Aguilar.
Is Matt on the phone?
I see him. I don't hear him, and I don't see his face. We know Team Leslie Matt is here, but
Right.
Team
Okay.
Tom
And
Matt.
then I have another person I'm trying to get on.
Oh, there he is.
There we go. Matthew.
Who was in San Antonio.
There.
And then I wrote to your person, Matt.
Jewish Geography Zoom Racing. You're on
Matt.
Team Tom.
Thank you for coming. Okay, here's the situation. I know it's crazy.
Yeah, sure.
First of all,
Okay.
it's good to see you again. We should catch up.
Yeah, you too.
I love you.
Yeah. I was just thinking about you the other day, like 2 days ago.
Okay, I'm interested to know why, but not right now. Because right now, the mission is we're trying to find somebody who was born in El Paso and who's 40 years old right now. And her name is Brett Payton. Now, you can't go on Facebook, no LinkedIn, no stalking, whatever. This is Jewish Geography Zoom Racing. And so I know that you're not Jewish, so we're going, or at least I always assume you're not Jewish. So we're going outside the Jewish geography realm, which is fine. So
another clue real quick. She went to Franklin High School.
do you know that place?
Yep.
Okay. And she's
Yes.
40 now. And then she went to A&M.
Yep. And what? She went to New Mexico?
No, she went to A&M.
Oh, Texas A&M? Okay.
Yeah.
And what is her name?
There's a Hillel there?
Brett Payton. BrettePeyton. And that was her name back then, too.
Brett Payton. Okay.
So can you bring on anybody that you think might know Brett Payton without, you can't tell them anything about what's going on. You just be like, come on Jewish Geography Zoom racing, which will be really weird coming from you, to them. And then they come on and then they bring Brett Payton with them.
Did you go to Frank?
What's that?
Did you go to Franklin or Coronado?
I did not. No, I went to Hanks, which is on the other side of town.
Got it.
Where'd you go to camp?
However, I have a friend in El Paso who is, his name is Steve Kaplowitz. He's actually Jewish. And he's about 40.
Okay.
You get him on the Zoom call.
So all you can do is you can say, like, I'm on Jewish Geography Zoom racing. Will you sign onto this link as soon as you possibly can?
Okay.
I gave you the right number.
I know you did. I was so anxious. My little fingers.
Matt, Team Leslie, Matt.
Okay.
Wait, did Matt leave?
No, he's still
here.
here.
I'm here.
Just text her that she died and see if she responds.
Oh my God.
What?
Wait.
I mean, I feel like you got to end this.
Me?
Like we got to get her on.
I'm working on it. I texted her a bunch of times.
Matt, you asked me to went to camp. Sorry, Matt on Team Leslie.
Oh, got it.
Get someone else in, but she's
Kramer
not.
in Malibu, and it's sister camp.
Okay, this other person I tried, it sounded like she was gonna hop on. And
Alexis, how's it going?
It's be frozen. Are you still on,
I'm
Lexi?
texting my sister.
Okay.
Okay, maybe I need to I need to tell her. Oh.
Can my brother come in to say hi, Micah?
You want him to come on? I don't know if I've ever met any of your family.
Tom, who exactly are we looking for again? I'm getting Allison Feldman, but who's the person? Who's the
Brett Payton, and she's in the chat, but you can't tell Allison until they come. Like, you can't tell anybody about Brett until they come on the Zoom.
Got it. Okay, I'm trying to get my sister and Allison on.
Okay, I'm trying to think who else.
I'm really excited about Allison.
I added your brother, but
not Allison.
Yeah, us too.
Hey, hold on, here we go.
Hi, Dan.
Team Tom, you are killing the people on the call.
Hey, Leslie, it is not over until
I know it's not over
on
till
this call.
I'm hoping this person. I've got a few people like irons in the fire, but
We are trying to track down somebody.
I've been able to hear the whole time, including the bit about the prank.
Oh.
My God.
You were in the room and you heard us making fun of you?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, speaking of things that are going to need to be made amends for, you know anybody who can? I feel like I should have known that. I feel like that's bad hosting.
I'm going to get the last two clues that I have about her. I'm wondering, Lisa, if this will help in summoning your ex-boyfriend. She lived in Dallas.
Wait, what?
She used to live in Dallas from 2000 to 2007. She lived in New York as well before moving to Houston.
Okay, this person that I messaged, this girl Danielle, this woman Danielle needs to respond.
Tell him the number. Okay, I'm going to tell him the Zoom number. Hold on.
Is Matt Aguilar still here?
Ready? Hold on, I'm going to mute.
I think
I'm here.
Dan, do you know anybody who can connect us with some people from Texas? I tried Paul and Lauren, but they didn't respond.
I just sent a message to my friend Steve, and he just said he's about to have a late dinner, so I guess that means no.
No, we only need a few minutes of his time.
Yeah, tell him it'll be worth it. It'll be like 5 minutes, and he'll be a legend.
Okay.
It looks like Dan is doing some dinner prep himself.
I've got to
Now processing some rhubarb. It's New York, way past dinner, man.
As one tends to do.
Yeah, no doubt. This time of year. Schnall is from Texas, but I don't think he's from El Paso or anything like that, or even Dallas.
And then maybe he can connect us to somebody who lives in Houston now.
I can give him a text. I'm gonna need to wash my hands from this rhubarb, but
no, totally. Take your time. It's not a race.
Thanks, man.
I have a text and I hope is coming on.
Lisa, how are we doing? You got anybody for us?
Trying.
Lexi, where are we at on the Allison Freed situation?
I just sent her the meeting info. She said when she clicks on it, nothing comes up. She's having trouble logging in. What's this link you sent me?
So while we're waiting for her to join, I just feel like I probably should say this. Hannah, let her play the game.
Micah, you get the link.
What's that?
Alexis just said she was having a hard time with the link.
Just text your friend the number and say go to Zoom and type in the number.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just did that.
Here it is. If you
Tell her to bring Freddie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Go to Zoom.
All right, we got a Lauren and a Danny.
Is it Lauren?
Danny's for me.
Danny's for you, okay. And a Lauren Kays or
Lauren Case, that's my sister.
Oh, whose sister?
Alexis's sister. She lived in Houston. Go, Lauren, or go, Tom. Ask her.
all right.
Is she on the call? That's not Lauren.
All right, we've got Danny joining.
Yeah, Danny.
And we got Lauren. So welcome to Jewish Geography. Actually, hold on. We're going to let Allison in too, and then I'm going to welcome all of you at the same time.
I just want to point out one of the messages I got to come on here is that this is fierce. So
That was for me.
entering.
Oh,
Yeah,
Allison's on.
Wait, I'm so confused. What is this?
Hey, so this is Jewish Geography Zoom Racing. This is a contest where two contestants are trying to locate a Jewish person they don't know, and the winner is the person who can get that person to join the Zoom call first. So on different teams, and they are looking for someone. And I'll let Leslie, I'll let you go.
Okay. So everybody, we're looking for Brett Payton. Brett is from El Paso originally, currently lives in Houston. Went to Hess Kramer. Also went to another camp in Malibu. Went to Texas A&M. Was my sister in the bond at Kappa Kappa Gamma. Also president of Hillel and Hillel International. Works in health PR. Has also lived in Dallas and NYC. And Annie, we brought you as a Jewish Texan. No, it's a big state, but Houston we thought maybe was a point of connection. And do you have any leads here? Any Hess Kramer?
And Allison, basically the same thing for you. Like we're looking for you to introduce us to somebody or to get Brett Payton on the phone.
We have to get Brett on the phone, but you can't Google, you can't Facebook stalk, you can't do it. You can just get Brett on the call. And Tom is
Can I do with the card? Lauren, mute your mic. Sorry, it's my sister. She's clearly
Sorry.
Lauren, mute your
Sorry. I'm like not.
Matt notice.
Okay, I have I texted two people in Houston, they're roommates, they're signing on now. So it's either gonna come from Sarah Jonas or Danielle Alexander.
Okay.
No, okay, Allison, we're counting on you. I said, do you know everyone in Houston?
I have no idea who that is.
So you send
Sorry.
them, you get them on.
Allison, anybody who went to A&M or is from El Paso?
Allison, do you know anybody in Houston named Brett Payton? Or anybody who would know Brett Payton?
I don't. I'm sorry.
So I sent a link to my friend Steve in El Paso.
Okay.
And
Thank you. No, it's for you.
I think he's going to be
Thank
calling
you
in.
so much. Thank you. Have a
Do
good
you
day.
know anyone?
I don't think I know a Brett Payton.
I don't know Brett Payton. I'm sorry.
I might know a rabbi who would maybe know them.
Okay. Could you get them on?
Yeah, I'll try. I'll text the person I know.
Okay, wait. So Alexis and Lauren, our kids went to preschool with Christina and John's kids in Atlanta.
Oh yeah. Wait, Allison, you know these friends too, right?
Donna, do you see me?
Yeah,
I see.
Freddie's not home, and I'm really confused. But
Me too. This is like, I thought this was like a life and death situation.
Yeah. Using language like this changes it.
I mean, I don't know that it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Oh right, I know. I mean, yeah. I guess in this life we're living, I don't know. Hey, so we're supposed to find this person?
Yes. Cannot Google them or Facebook them.
I don't know what's happening here.
I did text Schnall, Tom, but haven't heard back.
Okay.
I don't know anyone who went to Texas A&M besides Nate Kruger. How old is this person?
All right, we have a Danielle Alexander.
Yes, yes, these are my friends Sarah and Danielle.
That's really funny because my brother's name is Dan Alexander.
Wow.
Wait, what's this person's name again?
Brett.
I'm gonna workshop those jokes.
You can't ask ahead of time.
Danielle Alex.
Right, you can't tell them the name until they get on the call. And then I see the Cappies. Who's that?
Yeah, that's my friend.
Hi
Oh, yeah. Okay. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to welcome everybody who's just joining. So Danielle.
Yeah.
Danielle.
And I'm guessing Steve is the Cappies. Welcome to Jewish Geography Zoom Racing.
We weren't watching.
A
so we
contest where two contestants are trying to compete to see who can get this random person they don't know to join this Zoom call. So I think y'all are all on Team Tom. So I'm going to turn it over to Tom to walk you through what we know about this person and see.
Right. So no Googling, no Facebook stalking. Like everything has to happen in the Zoom. That's the rule of the game. Thank you for joining, by the way, especially you, Steve, since I understand that you were about to have dinner. It looks like Danielle and your roommate were just kind of hanging out. So, but I still think you guys come. We're looking for a woman named Brett, Breeyton. She's originally from El Paso. She's 40 years old. She went to Franklin High School in El Paso. She lives in Houston now, which is why we thought you all might know her. You Houston folks, and Steve, obviously the El Paso connection. She went to Texas A&M, where she was the Hillel president.
She's sorry.
A gamma at Texas A&M.
Come on, Jonas.
What's her name? Oh goodness. The SJR regional director Barry is 38, and she went to A&M.
Oh,
That's
can you text Barry and see if she can join?
Yeah, maybe.
You can't tell her anything about the person. Like, just say it's Jewish Geography Zoom Racing. It's on.
Like, basically, what I said to you, say to her.
Okay, let me get my phone. Hold on.
And Danielle, if you
Is Steve still here?
Yeah, I'm here. I just can't figure out why there's a fucking bridge on my screen.
I thought you did that on purpose, man.
No, man. I don't even know how to fix this. This is not my forte.
Try taking off your hat. That might make the bridge go away.
What's that?
A cool bridge.
Take off your hat. It may make the bridge go away.
Nope.
The bridge is because you have a Zoom background set.
Yeah.
Is it because it's green?
It's because you have a solid color wall behind you, but you've also selected to have a Zoom background up.
How do I get rid of the Zoom background?
If you go to the video at the bottom and you click on select video background, you can deselect.
Ah, sweet. There we go.
Here we are. All right, so just real quick, I don't know if everyone heard.
Jonas is on it. Just so you know.
Yes. A brother named Mitch. I don't know if that helps.
What?
Brother
named Mitch.
So
Do we
Mitch
get to know
Payton,
how
Brett
old
Payton
the brother
from El Paso.
43.
Mitch Payton and Brett Payton from El Paso. Steve, do you know who the folks are?
No, I have no idea. How many Jews are on this Zoom call?
All of us.
Oh, you poor people.
Except for me.
A lot of us.
Except for Matt Aguilar.
Yeah,
Right.
congratulations.
Well, you gotta have one. You gotta have one guy in the group. That's perfect.
Okay.
Steve, do you know anybody from El Paso days who might know?
Let me close out Facebook.
Did she grow up in El Paso, Micah?
Grew up in El Paso.
I'll tell you. I'm gonna tell you.
What are you telling us, Danielle?
I'm telling Jonas the code so that she can tell this other person who she has on the phone.
Yes.
That may be a good connection.
Okay.
But I got to pull up Elisa's. Ooh.
So she went to Franklin High School. Do you know anybody who went to Franklin High School who's about 40?
No, when I went to high school, there was no Franklin. Franklin was after my days.
I should mute myself.
Who's Steve?
Yeah, but Steve is the biggest sports name in El Paso. So I thought you would know. I thought you would know somebody who went to Franklin around that era.
Not when I heard she went to Texas A&M. That was the end of that.
I'm gonna try to bring on a non-Jew as well.
All right.
I feel like we're searching. I feel like we're getting close.
Yeah, getting closer for sure.
Little by little.
I'm hilarious.
So she went from El Paso to
The A&M.
How old is she?
40 years old.
Yeah, she's 7 years younger than me, so no, I wouldn't know.
All right, we've got Barry joining the call.
Yes.
Who is that?
God, you guys are killing it.
That was for me.
Yeah.
Hey, Matt, let me eat, and I'll come right back in a few. Okay.
Appreciate
I'll
it, man.
probably
Thank
be
you,
gone
Steve.
by then, Steve.
Sounds good.
Hey, welcome to Zoom Racing. This is a game show. We're live on Facebook. We are trying to find a random Jewish person. You've been drafted onto Team Tom I believe through Eliza. So I'm going to turn it over to Tom, and he's going to tell you what we know about this person.
Hi, Barry. Thanks for joining.
Hi.
You can go on Google, Facebook, anything like that from this point forward. It's all like in the Zoom. That's the only rule. We're looking for a woman named Brett Payton.
Yeah, I know her.
Can you invite her to this call, please?
Let me see if I have her on my phone.
Or you're allowed to Facebook Messenger her.
Okay.
But you can't look her up on that. But since you know her, I think it's fine.
No, she was a year or two ahead of me at A&M. She's all over my Facebook.
It'd be hilarious if Brett Payton was not around her phone right now.
Let me see if I can get her. I'm gonna mute myself and go to my Facebook.
Thanks, Barry.
I'm just saying that's not necessarily over.
I think
Seriously.
early.
Seriously, Tom, it will be, I think, appropriate and funny if it's all BBYO connections that ultimately lead to this.
It would be funny. But we shouldn't spike the football on the 30-yard line because we've had some false starts already. So
it's not over until she's on here. Leslie, what you got going?
Okay, so I'm reaching out to a couple Texans. We're also reaching out to someone who travels all over the country for his job and sort of knows a lot of Jews. We're trying someone who used to live in Houston. Yeah, I'm trying a few leads. I have lost most of the team people I've had jump on with me.
That's the thing about this game.
I know.
Allison, I bet Nita knows her.
Okay,
No, Hannah and Will. What about Jessica Lavage? I don't know. I mean, I don't have it. Didn't they all go to Princeton?
I have another person who's coming. Okay.
We're not playing. We're officials here.
Oh.
But you feel free to suggest whatever.
Or if you got Jessica on the on the Zoom.
Allison, you could get Jessica on the call.
What about Nita, Allison?
Oh, okay. What do I do?
All you do is ask her to get on the Zoom call with no other.
Matt on Team Leslie.
What'd you say?
Allison, send them what I sent you. Just
Can I
copy.
text? I could
Was this
text.
girl in BBYO?
Yes.
I'm not sure if Anita will know. Wait, I'm not sure if Anita will know, Brett, if that's how you're looking for her. Anita's my age, but didn't go to A&M, and Brett's originally
Anita's
from
my, yeah,
or
she's
West-
my age too.
Yeah, Brett's from, I thought she was from the Panhandle area or so.
It's from El Paso.
El Paso, thank you.
El Paso.
Yeah. I just don't know if she would know Anita because Anita and I are both class of 2000 because she went to Memorial with some of my friends.
Were you able to Facebook message Brett?
I just sent Brett a message. I'm waiting to see if she responds. So let me go see.
The Brett?
The Brett.
Fuck. Sorry.
Let me see if she answers.
Focus on my work. I'm missing all your banter.
Did you get what you needed, Matt on Team Leslie?
No, she didn't come through. She did not message back, that person.
Allison texted Jessica.
Okay, I'm trying another Texan.
No, I feel kind of weird doing that. But she would be older, right? I'm not friends
No,
with her.
I think she's 40.
Oh,
Yes,
should I text her?
She's a year older. She's Will's
I
age.
just sent Brett
Yeah.
the Zoom code, so she might be joining.
What happened?
Oh my God, I've never been so excited.
This is an impressive list of.
Brett Favre could walk in, and I'd be like,
Noah.
hang on for a second, Brett.
You have a Noah Kruger joining?
But just because he's from,
He went to A&M.
because he went to A&M, but I
He's
think he's a lot older.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he related to Jared Lindell?
I know it's Shabbos.
Yes, he is, Hannah.
Oh.
God, guys. I need.
Where's Allison?
No. Yeah, I got one.
Turn your video on.
He's here.
Brett, are you
Yes.
Where?
Hello.
Brett, what's up?
Where's Brett?
Oh my
There he
gosh.
is.
Brett.
For the win.
That was quite entertaining.
So good to see you here.
Welcome, Brett.
Oh my gosh, I had to sit in this parking lot just to find out how this ended.
Brett,
Oh,
welcome to Jewish Geography Zoom Racing. First and foremost, Tom, let's see if you can
Tom.
connect all the dots on how we got to Brett.
So I know Eliza in Chicago. Eliza knows Danielle and what's your name?
Sarah.
Sarah. And they know you. But so that's actually a pretty straightforward thing. But we've had like probably another 10 other people who were like on and left, including like one Catholic guy from
Catholic.
It's actually a pretty straight shot from Tom to me to Sarah and Danielle to Barry, who I also know.
Oh, Barry, I'm sorry, I forgot Barry, like the key piece of the whole thing.
But didn't have contacts
My bad.
for, and then Barry to Brett.
So, Brett, you were watching. What were there some other avenues that, like threads that if they'd kept pulling on them, they might have gotten to you, or?
Well, I thought the Steve Kaplowitz one would have come through just in the El Paso world. I think he actually does know my brother, even though he said he didn't. And whoever said Jessica Lavage, she's actually my cousin.
That was me.
Oh.
Allison! See,
I
that
know,
would've
I
been-
was embarrassed. I didn't want to text a random person.
But yeah, as soon as I heard Barry's name, I was like, it's over.
Awesome.
That was really hard for me, I have to say, Brett. The only thing I think we share is that we are sisters.
Papa.
You guys have like a secret handshake that
Do
you
the handshake.
Yes, we do have a secret handshake and a password. We can't tell you.
Guys, I'm a Kappa.
Whoa, nice.
So, Leslie, remember when
Hi.
I was thinking you could have contacted Elise Hershenson.
Oh,
She
yes.
lives in Houston and she works in the Jewish community.
Oh, that would have been such a good one. I was not, because you know what? She moved, I think, right?
I don't know, but
So I think I wasn't even thinking that. And I just really struggled with the Houston, the Texas. I just don't have a lot of roots in Texas.
Yeah, you never know where it's going to take you. But
I
Tom,
was like, thinking of all these different places, and I didn't even contemplate that it would be Texas where it ended up today. So.
Brett, we're in Houston. It's lovely to meet you.
Yes.
Hey.
Nice to meet you. Tom, this was hilarious.
Right? It's the best thing in the world. I didn't invent it. You should congratulate Micah. He's the.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
that's
awesome, Micah. It was so hard, and I knew it would be, but really fun.
Oh my.
You know what, Leslie, because I know you know so many people, I felt like I had to step it up a little bit, you know?
You really brought a hard one for me. I mean, I thought about it, like that region, I just do not have a ton of context. So, but,
Can I ask you a question? How do you choose the person?
Yeah, tell us.
I have like white pages of all Jews in the world, and I just like flip it open, open my eyes, just no, it changes from week to week based on who the contestants are and whether or not I think they're far enough. Actually, funnily enough, Brett was potentially going to be the chosen one last week and happened to tell me at the last minute that she knew one of the contestants' husband.
Which would have made it really easy.
And
Can I ask
so we held off on her. But
So do you know all the people that you choose?
no, not always.
Okay.
But it
How'd
does
you
make it
find
easier.
Alex?
What's that?
How'd you find Alex?
Alex actually reached out to me because she's writing a piece about it for the forward.
Oh, that's
so cool. So as part of her piece,
Gotcha.
was a participant last week. But I welcome both contestants and chosen people who I don't know because that will extend the bit.
Yeah.
But I do know Brett.
Brett, since we have you on the show, anything you want to plug?
Yeah.
I would plug the fact that people need to not be going out yet, washing your hands and being very careful. Working in healthcare, this is obviously a high priority for us. And but yeah, and I also would plug this whole thing. I thought it was so awesome. It's super fun. I've been watching for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So I was excited to be the chosen one, and I figured I would be a difficult one. So it was kind of fun to watch how hard this was.
I know. Tom, you really showed up.
Thanks,
I had
Leslie.
a hard time. I never got to step 2. Like, I got a bunch of people on, but then we were never able to kind of like pass the baton, unfortunately.
Yeah, but that's because I just invited Aliza and she knows everybody, and then I invited Lexi and she knows everybody.
Yeah.
Wait, I see Steve Kaplowitz is still on.
So I want to find out for sure here, before I dismiss completely the El Paso Franklin Jewish girl, what exactly, who is she first off? Where is she?
I'm right here.
Okay. Did you ever go to Camp Shemayim at the JCC in the 1980s?
Yeah, back in the day.
Was I ever your camp counselor?
I don't remember that, but I know that I know of you, of course. But
Well, I
you
had kindergartners from like 1987 to 1992. So if you were 5 and you were at the JCC in El Paso, chances are you were part of one of my classes.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Well, you've grown up.
Yes.
It was your tutelage, Steve, that propelled her to this amazing life. Where
Yeah.
she's here with
It's
us
incredible.
on Saturday
I would never have recommended A&M for her as a Texas grad, but you know what? Hey, everybody does their decisions, and there's nothing you can do about that. That's for sure.
Well, again, Brett, thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Brett.
Tom, well done. Leslie, listen, you brought the energy.
I brought energy, and I have to tell you, just like I needed to say, I got a lot of people who were trying to like help me, and I shut it down. I did not engage, so I took the high road, and I didn't pay off today, but that's okay.
That's right. You can
Got your
look
morals.
yourself in the mirror and have self-respect.
Yeah, that integrity is intact.
And everybody who texted Leslie, we are all disappointed in you.
For shame.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Leslie. Anything you guys would like to plug before we go?
Thanks for having us. It was amazing. So fun.
Thanks for bringing some light into the world with this fun game. Thank you.
Seriously.
Thanks as always again to Rogue Shul for sponsoring the show tonight. Again, hilarious Twitter follow. If you're in the Jewish professional world and you want to laugh at all of the insanity that entails, they are documenting it on a daily basis on Twitter. So follow them at Rogue Shul. They've been around for a year today, so happy birthday, Rogue Shul.
I'm checking it out.
Hannah and Will, thank you as always. We will miss you guys next week because you're going to be going camping. So we'll have to mine for another co-host for next week. Again, if you want to check out Campfires and Color Wars, the podcast, we have a new episode that just dropped on Thursday about Indigo girls and their relationship to Jewish summer camp in particular. Every girl that I know loves the Indigo girls if they went to Jewish summer camp. So check that out. And we'll be back next Saturday night for another round of Jewish Geography Zoom racing. Remember, it's not who you know, it's who you know knows.
Ain't that
Bye, everybody.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.